Hey guys, I actually had somebody come in and join the last stream and chat some, and I forgot to pop out the chat, so I never saw any of the chats. So I just ended up looking like a guy that doesn't read the chats, but I would like this to be interactive, very much so. So here's the chat window, and oh shit, I can get rid of that guy. Two of them. There we go. Okay, so let's talk Friday the 13th. Let's talk about Friday the 13th. Well, I guess the current state of Friday the 13th is everybody is suing everybody, so nobody's getting anything. Now, this is, in my opinion, one of the best examples. Now, I don't know a lot of examples. And the reason why I say it's my opinion, it's not because I'm being a snowflake dumbass that doesn't really know anything but just wants to say gobbledygook, which most of the time when it's just my opinion, please don't hurt me. You know, I hate that. I despise it. But the reason why I'm saying it is because I'm very uneducated. I'm very low information. So it really is an opinion. I am a real dumbass when it comes time to what I'm about to say. And that is the court battles, if you know anything about the legal court battles of Friday the 13th. It's been in court for like a decade. I don't know how this Friday the 13th got made. The remake in 2009. It's pretty astonishing in my opinion. Let me maximize. Oh wait, no, we don't want that. Um, But yeah, it's I don't know why. Maybe the court battle started after this movie. Who owns what? But it is dead in the water until these people either die or they come to some sort of resolution. And it's about who won't, like who. It's just an intellectual property fight. And by the way, I am a libertarian. I am an extreme libertarian and don't believe in this. Now, the Hollywood, right? Remember the DMCA, the Digital Millennium Copyright Act? They just, that thing added laws, rules, regulation, copyright protection, intellectual property, more rules, more rules, more rules, more rules, more laws, more laws. And guess what? As you add all of those rules and laws and rules and regulations, then it's just everybody has to hire a lawyer to figure out what they can do. Say they like this idea over here, but they want to use it, how much that they can use it. And this person says, oh, you stole my shit. Now I'm going to sue you and sue you and sue you and sue you. And what ends up happening is everybody ends up suing each other. And the only people that actually win, the customer doesn't win, the owners of the creators of the intellectual, the creators of the content didn't win. The only person who wins is the lawyers. So all of the money that was created from Friday the 13th gets sucked up by some lawyers. And it prevents it from going forward. So there's the opportunity cost. They could be making movies all the time. They could have, done the movies and the movies and the movies and the movies, but nope. So everybody suffers. Everybody, like these dumbasses, well, it's really a-holes all the way, A to Z, say, yeah, let's bring out all of these new rules to protect our stuff. We want to be the super, super, super mega owners of all the things. We bought Marvel, so that means every microscopic piece of it is ours. and we have all the money, so if you even remotely get anywhere close to our stuff, we're going to sue you into the Stone Age. But if we steal, I see this, if we steal a little bit of your stuff, we've got lawyers that will still steamroll you. The chances of you being successful at steamrolling us, no, we use these laws to build our biggity big, big, big. But fuck you. Like, yes, we're going to steal your stuff. Yes, we're going to use your stuff. And we know you're a poor minimum wage, do nothing bitch, or have nothing bitch. So we don't care. We don't care. Go ahead and try to sue us. We've got every lawyer works for us, and we got all the money. We could just, and then it could be just a stall tactic. Just drown them in legal bills. Just keep prolong until, like, for example, the Star Trek Discovery season 2. There's legal fights all over the place everywhere. There's legal fights everywhere, right? And it's kind of like whoever has the most money wins. So the big guys love all the rules and the regulations because they get to cheat, because they can just buy people off. By the way, if they are obviously going to lose, they just give them some money and tell them to shut up and go away. It's called settling out of court, right? Just give them a bunch of money and tell them to shut up and go away. And so the more rules and regulations, the more everything just, kind of gets all fucked up. Until the point where you're at like a Friday the 13th, where it's all gone. It's all in court. And nobody's getting nothing. Nobody's making any money. Actually, the owners of this shit are just spending money on their lawyers to sue the other guy. Right? So again, this is 2019. But anyway, so that's the current state of Friday the 13th. Intellectual property rules have destroyed it. And everybody's fighting over it. Again, I am an extreme libertarian. I do not believe in intellectual property rights. I do not believe in intellectual property rights, but I will. But I do understand those that do. It's an extremely advanced libertarian concept. Extremely, extremely advanced. And I'm not going to get into it here, but it's an extremely advanced libertarian concept that intellectual property doesn't exist. There is only your person and your property, which actually your person is your property. So there is only your property. There's no intellectual property. There's no copyrights. There's no patents. There's no copywriting ideas. And a book or a movie or something like that, these are ideas. You don't get to copy that. But again, I understand that that's an extremely radical perspective, and I don't have to live in it 100%, and usually I don't. But anyway, that's the current state of Friday the 13th. Is it's in court, and it has been there for a very long time, and who the fuck knows what's going to happen next. But I want to remind you this. Okay, the 1980. This. Okay. By the way, I'll get to that. We'll get to that. But I want to start at the beginning. I kind of want to. I don't know. I'm gonna move all over the place. I'm gonna actually go to that website. I want to do the franchise. Legacy, related works, sequels. Right? I'd like to Friday the 13th movies. maybe just go through each of the. See, I knew it should have been linkety link there, right in front of my face to link to it. This is what I was looking for. The films. There we go. Okay, so I was born in 1971, and I'm gonna tell you, like maybe, well, I'm gonna be honest. Anything other than modern day was a great time for entertainment, movies, and storytelling. I think it was the apex, the tippity top of being a child and being exposed to my parents' stuff from the 50s and 60s, music especially, but their film and stuff. But they also like the classics, right? Like your Wizard of Oz and your early King Kong and all the rest of it. Remember, the first King Kong was 1930, 1933 or something. But so this, um, but now there was another wave, another generation of entertainment, and it got big. And it got big with me. The film industry, like in the 50s and the 60s, yes, film was doing great. People were starting to buy televisions. Starting. But I got born in 71, and in 1970, pretty much everyone had a television. But it was brand new. Like the old people in society it's a new novelty. It's a new thing. They didn't have one. My parents bought one with their hard-earned money. Like these things were really expensive. Um, my parents bought one, and you bring it into the house, and then you're all proud of yourself, right? This brand new thing called entertainment. It's it's gonna change everything. Like before, you would get done work, um, and you would read the newspaper, and you'd have to have some type of a hobby, right? What were you doing after work without the TV? Listening to music, doing some woodworking. She was knitting and crocheting and doing crafts, and he was, maybe out in the garage fooling around with this, lawnmower or the birdhouse, whatever, right? Um, and then you do that for a couple of hours, and you come in, and maybe like I don't know, maybe you read a book, and then you go to bed, right? But the television was brand new. Like, I forget exactly when nearly everybody had a TV, but I'm pretty sure it was around the time I was born. I'm pretty sure that, like, televisions had been around, like, they were invented long time before, but it took a long time for everybody to get one. And when I was born in 71, I think it's around 70, where pretty much everybody had a television. It was widespread. It was commonplace. It was a status symbol. It was like having an automobile. It's just everybody had one. So I grew up with television. I absolutely grew up. Now, I was also the channel changer, right? Um, I was, my dad would say, turn it to channel so-and-so. And yes, we had a TV guide. We had cable. Some people still had antennas, and some of those antennas were super huge. They were massive. Um, but we had cable, and I don't remember how many channels we had in the beginning, but cable would change. I don't think the price, like, there was no packages, right? There was no which channel do you want and which channel do you not want. It's like everybody had the same channels. But I guess it would slowly grow. I don't know how many channels there were in the beginning. I really don't remember. I think there was only like maybe 20 in total. Um, but we all had our TV guides, for our area and for the channels that we got. I live in Canada, so I had one. Most of our stuff is American. There were some rules and regulations, by the Canadian government that said that, tried to make um, it so that the Canadian television things had to show a certain amount of Canadian content, and it's still, those rules are still there, because if they didn't, then it would just all be American. Um, and uh, so I grew up with television, but I'm going to be one of the first persons. I'm going to be the first person in, like my sister and I'm going to be the first generation of people that grow up with television. So it's completely widespread, and everybody is really, really, really into it. And I'm going to say that the movies, or sorry, the television added to the movies. The television and the movies grew together. They fed off of each other, and they complemented each other. Like during your movie, you would be um, watching, the commercial for the next. While you were watching TV, you were watching a commercial for the movie, and the movie would say, "Hey, we're doing a sequel to Godzilla, so or we're gonna or whatever, Dracula. So can you? We're gonna reduce the price of our previous movies for you to show of that thing, because that movie, like part one of that um, I don't know, series or whatever, you can show it at a reduced cost. We're doing that, so that you buy it, so that it sort of acts as an advertisement for the next movie that is coming out. For example, when Friday the 13th Part 2 came out, they were putting Friday the 13th. Well, actually, I'll be honest with you. Horror movies like this, I never saw them on TV. TV was still too clean. They were really concerned about kids watching bad stuff. So it was very, very, very sanitized. I didn't start to see, like, really gruesome murders. Well, I guess I did. I remember I stayed up and watched Alien, and that had a freaking alien pop out of the guy's chest, but it was in the middle of the night. Like, it was really late at night, so, and again, I was really super young. Around these years, I was about there. Earlier, maybe. I think I saw Alien on television. That was released in 79. Probably in 1980, 82 maybe 81. So I was around 10 years old. Again, I was born in 1971. So, everything was coming up roses. Not like when you watched a TV show, it wasn't good each and every time, but it was so much better than it is today. There's just something, I don't know, especially with the politics. Like, I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna just say the biggest show, All in the Family versus The Big Bang Theory. The last good big sort of sitcom on television, The Big Bang Theory, versus the first really big sitcom that I ever saw, that I ever got attached to. Um, I don't know, there's just something more. I don't think I'll be able to explain it. I don't think I will. there was, you know, there was just, I just, okay, now, I guess maybe All in the Family is a little bit kooky because it was so political, but I really liked how everybody was sort of fighting each other. Yes, the show was trying to portray Meathead as the correct one, but really he wasn't. Not in my opinion. Maybe back then. No, see, he was just kind of a whiny, do nothing hippie, right? And, you know, like the right, you know, like it was good for both sides, to be honest. And when, okay, and I never found Archie Bunker, for example, really racist. He was some, yes, but I mean, when he had a black person over that he enjoyed their company, you know, like that person would be put on a pedestal like any other guest, right? Um, but and George Jefferson from across this or from next door, he was equally racist in the other direction. It was feeding off of each other. There was something genuine and cool and nice about it. Now it's like all one way and it's all just we hate white people. It's like to just beat white people down. And there's it's not genuine. It's probably becoming because it's coming from a place of evil. There was something honest about All in the Family and the way it portrayed politics. It was funny and humorous and they went both ways. And Meathead was, you know, he was doing all the standard liberal talking points, but it's all, you know, now look at him too, today, Meathead, today, he's still fucking doing the exact same thing. I forget his name, Rob Reiner. He's still the same idiot that he was in the show back in those days. It's like, you really took your role really seriously, didn't you? Oh yeah, I certainly did. I am Meathead. I am that person. So you're the fucking hippie bum that was living with, you know, wouldn't fucking go out and get a job to pay for your own fucking food and roof over your head. You fucking bum. Yep, that was me. I'm proud of my liberal. I was going to school. I was just getting, you know, my wife's parents to help us out. Really? Fucking bum. Oh. So, like, it showed that side of it. Now it's all one-sided. Now, if you watch that show, it's just like, but it was funny just seeing and was he conservative? Like he was, you know, like, but or was, you know, was this the subtle trying to? Of course, the Republican guy is the bad guy. This is early propaganda. Yeah, I'm sure it was, but it was still done in a way that you could buy it. You know, like it's just like in the movie Happy Death Day. In Happy Death Day, they um, as the character became a gooder person, a better person, a gooder person, she became more left wing. And that's subtle propaganda, and I get it. I get it. I understand. You know, because the right people are the bad people, and the left people are the good people. And so, as our character progresses and gets to become a better human being, as they learn through life, then they become more left. That's propaganda, and it's stupid, and it's the opposite of reality. But whatever. You know, the left needs so much propaganda to just exist. I mean, you literally have to be a dumb twat. Like, if you're a child and you're a left winger, okay, that's fine. That's actually a good thing. It's as the saying goes. If you're 20 and you're not a socialist, then you have no heart. If you're 30 and you're still a socialist, you have no brain. So in other words, when you're a kid, you're supposed to be a socialist, but you're supposed to fucking grow up and mature and realize that it doesn't work. Well, the only socialism only works in your immediate family. You're supposed to grow the fuck up and move on and evolve. Now, anyway, so what I'm trying to say is I've gone through movies and television. When I try to watch something modern, I can't do it. I mean, it's just such garbage. It's just so vacuous. Now, I'm not saying there isn't shit. Most of these movies, we're going over Friday the 13th. Most of these movies are a shit show. Let's be honest. Um, most of these movies are a shit show. Let's do it over here so we can get to some pictures from the movies. Right? Right? See, even they're talking about the frickin' um, court case. Anyway, right? Uh-oh. That's not where the knife or the thing came out of. But anyway. Oh, wait, he's old. This must be a jokey thing or something. That wasn't even Friday the 13th. Wasn't that part 2? I don't remember. No, that's not part 1. I don't think. Well, see, now they're just showing us a bunch of silly images that weren't even from the movie. Get your frickin' movie straight. You should be able to just, but anyway, maybe we'll have to look at it in a different way. Here we go. These images look better. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is everybody was really happy and going super mega hard at being incredible. Now, they were doing that all the way up to and including the 80s. Okay? All the way up to and including 1989. In the 90s, something happened. In the 90s, something happened where it was a mixed bag. And since 2000, it's been down in the dumps. Now, I have had my nose stuck up against old stuff forever. Now, I'm not going to say that there's nothing new that is good, because there is. There was Saw. There is some horror movies that I enjoy. There's a new subgenre of horror movie that I love. It's not all bad, but when I look at 2019 in the world of horror, it's sad and pathetic. In comparison. And you know something? I'm looking back at these sequel movies. It's not that they're just all sequels. It's that they're all sad and pathetic. They're heartless. They're soulless. The people don't care. It's everybody making them is talentless. It's just disgusting. It's a disgusting mess of gobbledygook. Sure, once in a while something kind of happens a little bit. But I look at The Invisible Man versus The Invisible Man, or Black Christmas versus Black Christmas, or Annabelle Comes Home versus, I don't know, Child's Play, the original. Something has happened, folks. The machine is broken. They either don't know how to make a good movie, they refuse to make good movies. There's the Hollywood machinery. The machine. Think of Hollywood as a big motherfucking goddamn machine like an automobile. The Hollywood machine is broken, and it cannot be fixed. and nobody's and what they, if it were possible to fix it, nobody's willing to do it. Or the little tiny microscopic nothing burgers are trying to fix it. They're trying to fix it, but they just can't. They're not, like, I mean, they're they're patching up. It's like trying to, you just got shot in the face and then somebody comes along with a band-aid to fix you up, or they kiss you on the top of the head and say, "Oh, it'll be fine now," like a little kid with a micro scratch, right? And then you kiss them on the head and you say, "Oh, it'll be fine, dear," and then they turn around and walk away, and then you die. Oops, I guess my little kiss on the head or the band-aid didn't fix that bullet hole that you got there in your face. Um, I just don't see it. I like, there just doesn't, the love is gone. The love is gone, and maybe it's because there was too much money. You become rich and powerful, and you're no longer hungry. You don't care. Maybe it's technology. Maybe instead of making a good movie, you just make a really shitty movie and expect all the computer people to fix up your movie with the editing and the sound and the editing and they'll tell the story in the editing room. I don't know how to make a good movie here, the director and the camera and the people and the stuff, but I'll just shoot so much stuff. It's like The Rise of Skywalker. I'll just film everything. We just got all these different things, and we'll just film everything. We'll have everybody say multiple different lines, and then we'll let the people in the editing bay tell the movie. Because film no longer costs a lot of money. See, before, when you were filming, right? It was really expensive, so you had to make sure you got it right. Now it's just time. Oh, we'll just film it this way. We'll film it that way. We'll film it with this line. We'll film it like they're a romantic couple, and then we'll film it like they're brother and sister, and then we'll film it like they hate each other, and then let the editors figure out what the story is. Um, and oh, this was a mistake over here. Well, just let them fix it in the editing room. So there's not as much pressure on the directors anymore to actually write, and the stories are gobbledygook all over the place. Like Friday the 13th Part 1, right? One of the most iconic images is, we know this one, right? This one right here, where she's hanging out in the boat, and then Jason pops out and grabs her, right? Let's be honest, that doesn't make much sense. Like, the mom just got finished saying that she drowned, so is it a dream? Is it not a dream? But it's kind of like a little mystery thing. And this movie isn't really that good. Um, well, it's kids that are, moved to a place that they shouldn't have, maybe. And, it's a simple, interesting story, right? That sort of unfolds over the course of the 2 hours or 90 minutes or whatever. These kids go to this camp to fix it up, to open it up for the summer campy stuff. And a bunch of, hitchhiking kids, thumb their way to the camp. One doesn't quite make it. One is killed, right? I think did the hitchhiker die in this one? I don't know. The fat chick eating the banana. I can't remember if that's this one or the next one. I'm sure we'll see it in the images, right? But It was just a simple story. It wasn't even really well made, but it was well enough that it caught you. It was a good enough story, and it was simple enough. But what is the story here? Some kids go to a camp to fix it up, to open it up for the summer, and they start to die. And then, somebody's going around killing them. And then you find out that, Crazy Chicky Poo, this is the first one that died, right? She was the hitchhiker. Hey, you passed it. And then you see a couple of boobies, and then you see a couple of hot guys with their shirts off. And so, and by the way, yeah, I get tired of the, there was like, women, you're just feminists, they're not going to be happy about anything, don't even try. But, there was some sexy scenes of men, right? Swimming and stuff. It's not just all titties. The boys, like, look, he's got his shirt off. But I mean, the swimming scenes, right? This guy didn't wear a shirt very much, so the girls could gaze at him. Guys have always been apart, and women see the feminism. See, this is something that feminism has been a natural part of like, technically, what they're talking about. Oh, girl, represent all the bullshit, fucking faking victimhood. Like, they gotta see, these lefties think that they have to fix the world because it's so broken, and now they have to invent things. Just take a look at all the race hate hoax, the hoaxes, the hate hoaxes. They have to invent it to justify their existence. The world is just so broken, and I'm just going to dedicate my life to fixing it. I can't find anything that's broken, so let me just fake it. Jussie Smollett, anyone? But it's the same thing with, like, people were yipping and yapping and fucking shut up about women in movies and this and that. And here I am, a horror fan. I'm like, what are you talking about? In this genre of movie, it's fucking mostly women. Now, if you have a brain and you truly understand all the things, you understand that one of the reasons, there's two reasons, really. Well, there's many reasons why this genre is mostly women. And interestingly, I just thought of it now. The woman in this movie, the bad guy in this movie is a woman. Except for, Jason at the end. But it's a woman going around killing everybody. And that was kind of the twist, right? It's mostly men, mostly men, mostly women. Oh my God, it's a woman this time. And a nice little old looking lady. A little old lady. Well, sort of. Middle-aged woman. A middle-aged woman? Going around killing kids? Whoa. That's crazy. And it's interesting. And it's cool. Stop talking. Shut up. Like us, it's like, see, this is it. It's just like slavery, right? Oh, slavery. I can't talk. Oh, do you remember this? Oh, white people, it's slavery. It's like, you're talking about one very, 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 very specific tiny piece of slavery. Are you going to talk about the rest of it? Are you going to talk about the Arab slave trade? Are you going to talk about the African on African slave? Are you going to talk about the South American slaves? Are you going to talk about any fucking slave? Are you going to talk about that the best place to be a slave was America because you got treated the best? So if you were a slave, you'd rather actually be a slave in America than live in Africa. It was better to be a slave in America than even just live free in Africa. With all the malaria and all the death and all the poverty and all the starvation, right? You were better off to be sold to an American slave. Nobody wants to talk about that. Nobody puts anything in context. It's just like when the Chicky Poos are like, we need more representation. Not in horror, you don't. You're overrepresented by a long shot. Yes. Chances are you're going to have to show a titty or two. But I mean, okay, well, I think these actors and stuff like that have already been down that road. Are already down that road, right? Even your A-list actors are like, well, I'm going to have to show my titties. Um, it's just because sex happens, right? Sex happens, and it happens a lot. PPs love the vajayjays. And, if you're going to make movies about people, then, not ever bringing up the fact that PPs like vajayjays is kind of like, well, okay, that's a thing. And actually, it was happening there for a while. Sex in film was just like a man and woman walking into a bedroom and then closing the door, and then somebody reaching around and putting a "Do Not Disturb" sign on the doorknob. And now it's like you go to a porn site and somebody's like getting fucked by a bat, right? So things have evolved, things have changed, but you know, you got to remember, film is only 100 years old. Television is only like really 50 years old. Like I said, 1970 is when everybody had a TV. Yes, they were getting them before then, but by say 1970, everybody had one. From the 50s, from 50 to 70, people were getting them, but not everybody. But by 70, pretty much everybody had one. And so that's when I was born. So everybody was settling into the life of TV, and it was helping out the movies, and the movies were helping out the TV. It was a great time. It was a great partnership, and everybody was really enthusiastic. They were energetic. They were young and beautiful, and they were hardworking, and they were creative and innovative. And now the magic is gone. Now it's just like act in front of the green screen and then give it to the computer people to fucking make the movie. No story. The stories are shit. Like what is shit about this story? I'm trying to think of um, like there's some minor flaw. I don't know. I just don't. I just think it's a cool, interesting. Like when I think of like Infinity War, really the smartest guy in the world wants to snap half the life of the universe out of existence to make life better for the other half. That doesn't even make sense. That's stupid. That is fucking stupid on many levels. But here, a boy drowned, and then a mom wants revenge, and gets it. And she's, I guess, really good and sneaky. And that's pretty much it. That's the story. And she's crazy. A crazy mom whose kid drowned because, the camp counselors were too busy making love, fornicating, boinking, that um, so I mean, like I'm trying to find a flaw or a problem in that story. I think a nice middle-aged woman with a super nice face and a super nicety nice as she is, well, when she's not killing you, that would approach you would approach like a friendly face every time. so that she could get close enough to you and kill a man easily. It's not like she's surprising the men with death. She's not overpowering them. She's not getting into a hand-to-hand fist fight with them and winning. Actually, we don't even really see much. We just see the sort of, you know, the first one is the kid, her boyfriend, right? I don't know. Does she actually? Oh, like here, that guy. He's like approaching her and saying, "Oh, come on, we were just kidding around," but, like not thinking that anything bad is going to happen. And then, oop, he gets a stabby stab in his stomach. Holy fuck! And then the girl just panics and she goes all freaky. And then I guess Pamela picks up an axe from somewhere. I don't know where she got the axe from. She had a knife just a second ago. Because you can't stab somebody in the gut with an axe, but whatever. And then she axes Chicky Poo to the face. This is fun horror. It's spooky and kooky looky, but it's fun. Oh, and then this girl is on her way to the camp. Who they keep going, when is she gonna arrive? We don't know. She's not gonna arrive because she's dead. Right? And then I kind of don't remember the order of everybody dying, but here's Kevin Bacon biting it, right? What was it, Strip Monopoly? Because, kids are horny all the time, sitting around the campfire, hearing the story of the kid that drowned. I forget exactly how the story went, but it's so classic. And I'm telling you right now, this fucking thing right here, this poster, is this not the best poster ever created ever? I hate to break it to planet Earth, but this image gets overlooked. This poster, this cover, gets overlooked way too much. This is beautiful. This is stunning. This is so fucking creative. This is a thing of beauty. That outline of Jason holding the knife, and everything else is in black. But this image, it doesn't tell you what gender the person is. Maybe you would say that there should be kind of breasts here, but whatever, right? They do want to make the illusion that it is a man, because that's what you think. It's a surprise when it's a woman. And the way that they just painted that picture of the kids sort of lining up from the cabin in the woods, and the way just the black and white with just the little touches of blue. I don't even know if these are actual representations of the kids in the movie, but I don't care. I wonder if you zoom in high res on these faces, they actually are the actors from the movie. I don't know, but it doesn't even matter. Friday the 13th, and the red. It's like somebody got shot right here, but it didn't even and they even had the wherewithal to not go all the way, and maybe that has something to do with this. I don't know. This is fucking beautiful. This is one of the things that you fall in love with when you're a horror fan. I don't know. This poster is so fucking good. Now it's just like all the fucking movie posters are just so generic and uncreative and blah and nothing. It's just like a factory, right? Just just do another one, and then it got cheaper and cheaper, and then the creativity just died, and then it's like, yeah, what do you do for a living? No, I make movie posters. Yeah, they're all the same. I just move things around a little bit, change the font, and pretty much we got 10 different types of templates, and we just fill in the blanks, and there you go, movie poster. Not back then. Back then, you had artists going, "What the fuck are we gonna do here?" And then you get something like Friday the 13th. This image, oh my god, it's breathtaking. I'm telling you, this makes me cry. It's so good. I love this image, this poster so fucking much. It's unbelievable. Oh, we can zoom in a bit. Well, unfortunately, it's not a high-res image. I don't know if we'll ever know. And it's probably just generic. But oh my god, it's so fucking beautiful. Absolutely stunning. Top, bottom, I don't care. Movie poster versus DVD poster. I just love it so much. I like it when it's just by itself. I don't care about. See, that's another thing. The ego on these people. Um, I just fucking hate all the words. Shut up. Shut. See, this is something that should have been deleted from Hollywood a long time ago. The credits and the um, maybe the credits and how do we do this? Put all the credits on one screen for 10 seconds, every single word, but they're microscopically small. And if you want to see them all, you can pause the fucking thing and look at them all. There's your signature. It's not supposed to be like a 5 minutes of worth of credits and then all the fucking names, and then you take up all of the art space, and then it's like, well, my name's gonna be on the fucking everything. My name, just put my name everywhere, because I'm such an important person. It's art, it's fucking, it's gotten out of control. Shut up! Nobody gives a fuck who you are. Make a good fucking movie and fuck off. Okay, you can have your name in microscopically small at the end for 5 seconds, like everybody else, and then shut up! When you go to see, like, I don't give a fuck what any of this is. I don't fucking care. And it's taking up space. Go away. Title of the movie. If you have a triple A lister in your movie, then you can put them on the cover. Triple A lister, like the director or a star. That's it. Shut up. You are a zero. Nobody. Fuck off. Put it in your fucking resume if you want your fucking name everywhere. Your ego is squishing out the fucking purpose of life. Fuck off and shut up. We don't care who you fucking are. Shut up. You egotistical fucking egomaniac. Egomaniacal maniac. Jesus Christ. Fucking. I'm telling you, like I said, but it's probably some fucking law in some fucking stupid fucking faggoty ass book in some fucking union office. Oh god. I'm telling you, the fucking words, the names, just shut up. Shut up! Well, see, the credits come on and then the lights come up, and that just gives people time to leave. It doesn't matter what's going on there. You're right, it doesn't fucking matter. Nobody gives a fuck about the fucking words. Shut up! I don't need a list of credits for the person that built my house. Right? I don't need a list of people that even did my surgery. There was like 10 people in that room, and I only got to meet 2 of them. The surgeon and the esthetician. Everybody else had no fucking clue who they were. Shut up! You're a fucking loser that does fucking cartoony for a living. Shut up! Put yourself back into fucking perspective, you egomaniac fucking retard. Shut up! Anyway. Black and white photo, what's that about? Maybe behind the scenes photos or something? She fell. But, yeah, I fucking hate movie credits. Fucking hate them. And just filled with some cool kills. Like, yeah, the coffee making scene went on too long and it could get a little bit boring. And there was little mistakes here or there, like the guy hanging on the back of the door. You could see him move. His eye move or something. I guess the shit was getting into his eye. And it's not perfect. No. But I mean, it was just fun and good. And it was in a good time, right? Movies were getting good, and there was all sorts of things happening, and people cared, and people were doing, and now it's just like I said, they just shoot the actor in front of a green screen in a multiple different things, and then just, oh, well, can you go make a movie? I just shot a bunch of stuff, now go make a movie out of it. Let's just cross your fingers and hope it makes sense, and that it matches the characters and the things and the things and the things. Look at Disney now. Now, I get it. Like, this, for example, Jason, these movies. Jason popping out of the lake at the end. It doesn't make a fucking lick of sense. And some people say that it shouldn't, the movie's better without it, but it's just like one piece. And then you can, like, it's not, I don't know, it's not supposed to be. This is Friday the 13th. You're doing Star Wars. Star Wars is supposed to be iconic. And why didn't they see him, on the top bunk before they crawled into the bottom bunk, right? To fuck? Yeah, there's continuity problems. But, out in the summer, see, another thing is you're kind of living vicariously with these kids. They're out in the summer kind of camping and having fun, and, kids need to do more of that. Get out there and get out on the lake, and we all used to do that. I don't know if you've gone camping, if you are doing the outsidey thing, or maybe you're just stuck in front of the YouTube and the video games. I don't know. Do you get out there and you go camping with your folks? You get out there and rent cabins for the summer, or, get out there and row boats and go swimming and jump in lakes? I don't know. I certainly did a hell of a lot of that. I wish, I guess I should. It doesn't mean I have to end it. I should. Oh, and then Crazy Ralph. See, like, who's your, in the Star Wars new things, who's your crazy, by the way, I shouldn't be talking about Star Wars. I checked out, The Force Awakens was so bad, I just had to check out. I'm like, wow, this is a shitty movie that everybody, it just keeps giving Disney money for. What the fuck is going on? And I still hadn't quite figured it out yet. But, we're talking and we're figuring it out. We're working together, folks. We're trying to figure out why Hollywood is shit. And everything they create is shit. And we're building on each other. We're talking, and we're, using each other to learn more and learn more. But Crazy Ralph, come on. How can you not just love Crazy Ralph? You know? And see, the people are people. They're not all fucking supermodels. Right? Like, I don't know, maybe he was a hot guy back in the day. Maybe in the, I guess this is 1980. They were kind of, it was alluded that they were kind of a thing or a past thing or a something. But Crazy Ralph, you're doomed! You're all doomed! Um, Good times. Summer, fun, and then the night and the rain, and then the killer. But it's fun horror. Now it's also fucking serious. It's like spooky, spooky, scare, scare, ghosty, ghosty. And then, I don't know, it's just, horror has lost its sense of humor. I think because the people in Hollywood have lost their sense of humor, right? Am I going wrong here? Am I thinking incorrectly? Hollywood has lost its sense of humor. They fucking take everything so goddamn seriously all the time. It's like, oh, we're saving the world. We got to make sure everything is, has our. And what are the politics of this movie? A woman scorned, like an angry mom who is getting revenge at um, their kids, like the profession of like camp counseling, the profession. She's seeking revenge on the profession that she believes caused the death of her son. Okay, right? Oh, dressing up like an Indian? Is that cultural appropriation? Is that politically incorrect now? See, I'll tell you something that something like that does. It lightens the mood so that you're just like overall in everything. Like when you call a woman a dumb broad and she goes, shut up, or something, just an example. It lightens the mood and everybody relaxes, and then everybody can just be themselves. They can be themselves and relax and be themselves. And if it's a little bit politically incorrect, okay, so you told a dirty joke, okay. So you weren't, like, it doesn't matter. You were yourself, and we're not supposed to be perfect all the time, running around and being stupid little perfect dummies, right? It's supposed to, life is a little bit messy. And that, tells you to relax. Don't take everything in the movie so seriously. We're having fun here. And if you tell jokes in multiple different directions, then you end up being good, right? You don't offend anybody, or you offend everybody equally, so everybody just forgets it. Just, I don't even know what the politics are here. Like I said, in Avengers: Infinity War, it's all politics. It's and it's dumb. It's not unreasonable for me to think that a woman goes crazy after her son drowns, and she goes around to seek revenge. Now, it's a stretch, okay? It's a horror movie, but I'm not going to get into the reasons why horror is good and I like it, because honestly, most of it I just don't know. But horror has been around since the beginning of time. Horror is some of the first films ever made. And I'm not joking, I'm not exaggerating. Horror has been some of the first film ever. Now, I don't know about storytelling in books, but, there is Frankenstein and, you know, Dracula. There's all sorts of horror from the past. Sometimes life was just horror. I don't know. The first horror novels, I don't know what they looked like. I don't know what they were. But I'm saying that when you think of old classic characters, oldie, super mega, super mega oldie, as old as you can think of characters, not storytellers, like that's a Shakespeare or, you know, whatever. Oftentimes they're horror, right? Vampire, Dracula, Frankenstein, Mummy. I don't know. Is there any older horror character? Creature from the Black Lagoon. I don't know. It's just people on people, right? Satan, the devil. I don't know why I'm drawn to horror. I don't know why it's so freaking awesome, but it is. Don't give me that. You don't need a better. You don't need a different. Um, this is perfect enough right there. You don't need any changes. And no, don't change it. No, that's fine as a title screen, but that is your fucking poster right there, right there, buddy. Just get rid of those fucking words, because all you're doing is taking up space, taking up my precious space. Beautiful painting. That is just so. It's just so stunning. I wonder how much of this movie's success is due to that. See, you can take all that and you just shove it up your ass. I don't care about any of these. It's kind of cool that they showed us what they were trying to do. But this is it. That is. See, like I said, that's a painting. And it's creative as fuck. It's beautiful. And why is all the modern ones just so generic and uncreative and just blah? Okay. So, that's Friday the 13th. I mean, do I love the movie? No, but I really like it. Um, and it's just pretty great. Um, what are some of my favorite parts of the movie? The parts that I hate, none. Um, it can kind of get a little slow, but I don't hate that. My favorite parts, I don't know, just being out in the woods with some kids having fun, playing board games, hanging out, talking, goofing around with each other, boinking, um, and then slowly getting drawn into this mysterious, what's going on? Where is everybody? How is everybody dying? Who's doing the killing? Who is it? The big mystery. Now, the end with Mrs. Voorhees. I will admit that I'm not the biggest fan of it, honestly. I just think that she went from a brutal murderer and then she just kind of got weak in the wrist. I mean, like, really, you've been just chopping and slicing and dicing all your way through this movie, and now you're going to play the freaking I'm a pussy card? Just push me, because it's in real life, right? I don't know. They just needed to give the final girl um, uh, some, something to do. This confrontation they needed to fight, and it needed to be kind of 50-50 in some way. But it's just like it was like um, Pamela Voorhees was trying to lose the fight, whereas all the other ones, she was just like, nope, here's my knife, and now it's in your face, sort of thing. How did she, like this little old lady, how did she pull that one guy up and spear him into the door? Yes, there was that. These are continuity errors. Um, she wouldn't have been strong enough to do it, but I don't think it was. It just wasn't thought about. You can say, okay, well then why are you complaining about when the new ones don't think too hard, when the new ones get it all wrong? And maybe, see, this is where maybe I just have to say, I don't know. I don't know why the imperfections of this movie don't bother me as much as, say, Infinity War. Well, first of all, or, I don't know, what's another big one? A movie that made lots of money that, see, it just seems like these movies don't deserve to make any money. It's the politics in them. It's the just crappiness. I don't know. I don't know what it is. The magic is gone. Maybe I've seen too many movies, and I just can't. Like all the stories have already been told, and they just keep mixing and mashing. It's like movies are just like jigsaw puzzles. They take a piece of this and a piece of that one, and a piece of this one, and a piece of that one, and put it together and call it a new movie. I don't know. There's something. There's something like I would watch this movie over Avengers Infinity War any day of the week. I would watch this movie over anything Star Wars. Well, and that tells you a lot. I would watch this over even the original trilogy. Now, but, I mean, I don't know. But this is kind of the cream of the crop. This is a start it all type of film. I don't know. Maybe I'm just messed up. Maybe I'm one of those old people that just like movies from when I was a kid. But honestly, up to and including the end of the 1980s, the 90s was a mixed bag, and then downhill from there. I think you can draw an absolute. The only exceptions are books adapted from movies. Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, um, and then there is a little bit of good horror, like Saw, but I mean, okay, Saw is interesting, and there was some The Descent. There is good movies. Don't get me wrong. There is good movies. Um, but I just don't. Even the new horror, like when I look up the new horror movies, right? Let's just take a look at 2019 horror movies. Just none of them speak to me. Genre horror, and then 2019. Now a lot of these are holdovers. See, it. I liked the original enough. I mean, the original, but it wasn't really my thing. I liked it. I didn't love it. I'm not really a supernatural guy. I ghosty doesn't really do it for me. It's not terrible, and I can enjoy it, and I do like it. But I think it's because the rules are just so random that it's hard for me to get into ghosty supernatural stuff, because you just never know what's going to happen, and you don't know. I don't know. And it seemed like Pennywise could have killed whoever he wanted just so many times, and just chooses not to. So I watched the remake because it was making all the money. I wasn't going to watch it because I just was not interested. But It, Chapter 1, made all the money. So I watched it, and I was like, eh. And I'm just not interested in Chapter 2. So already, the biggest horror movie of the year, last year, I just don't care. Annabelle Comes Home. I'm just The Conjuring. Okay, a couple of Conjuring or a couple of Insidious movies. I even like the first Sinister. Okay, but I don't like these things enough to keep going forever and ever and ever, and all these spin-offs. Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. I guess that's a kids horror movie thing that it skipped me by. I don't really have any interest in this. It got mixed reviews. Good reviews, mixed. The Curse of La Llorona got terrible reviews. It just didn't make any sense. It was incoherent. It was stupid. Didn't make any sense. It was just another ghosty, jumpy. And it was terrible. But it still made fucking money. I think horror fans, I don't know. Pet Sematary, not as good as the original, so why would I bother? I mean, the original Pet Sematary is fucking beautiful. Fucking beautiful. I love that movie. 10 out of 10 for sure. Why do I want to watch an inferior version of it? I tried to put on Pet Sematary 2, and I turned it off. Maybe I should just force myself to watch it all the way through. But, no, why would I want to watch an inferior version of Pet Sematary? No thanks. Ma. Beautiful stuff. Absolutely stunning. Sorry, what am I talking about? I'm sorry. I was thinking of something else. Ma. Politics to the extreme. This is a white bad movie from Blumhouse like you've never seen before. This is the Blumhouse, I hate white people, I'm going to shove all my politics into all of the things to the extreme. I ain't got no time to watch a black woman torture young, this is pornography for I hate white people. Like this is them like literally whacking off pornography for their own political positions. The I hate white people theme throughout the left, this is pornography for them. Oh yeah, I really hate white people too. Oh yeah, let's watch a movie with this black girl that cuts off the penis of a teenager. Even the black kid wasn't safe. As soon as I saw in the trailer that she painted his face white, I was like, okay, I know what this movie's about. Some white guy did her wrong, and she's gonna get back at the world. This is just torture porn for lefties. I ain't got no time for it. Crawl. It got mixed reviews. I didn't see it. I don't know. It just didn't speak to me. And a girl being a star of the movie, see, there's a way to make the girl the final girl, and this isn't the way. And I heard that there was, you fighting the fucking crocodiles or whatever, alligators. And I hear that there's like a point where she's like in super, super mega fight, a bad fight, and then in the next scene she's fine. She's just walking around like nothing happened. So there's some things like that. But girl going in to save her dad who's been injured in the basement while there's a flood going on or something. I'm not quite certain. Okay, maybe, but I'm just getting tired of these girl power movies where the girl was, coming in to swoop in to save the day. It doesn't make any sense. There's a way to make it make sense, and this probably isn't it. I haven't seen it, but it probably isn't it. So I just don't care. Dr. Slate. The reviews came out, and actually, unfortunately, nobody's got a brain anymore. So I can't listen to your standard horror YouTuber. I just can't do it. I'm not even going to mention their names because I don't want you to fucking go and say the Nazi likes your horror videos. But there's a couple, there's a few out there that just keep politics to a minimum, and when they are pushed into the corner to speak about politics, because you have to address it. There's an elephant in your fucking bedroom. You have to address it. They are forcing you to talk about politics. Shut up and quit being a limp-wristed faggot and address the fucking elephant in the fucking room. No, we're just gonna not talk about the elephant in the room. No, we're just gonna skip over the elephant in the room. If you don't want to make, if you don't want to address the politics, you at least have to mention it. Mention the elephant in the room. Think from both sides. Say, well, in Ma, some people say that this was porn for people who hate white people. It was sort of a metaphor, like it was a murderous fantasy of leftists that fantasize about torturing and killing white people. And that may be the case. It may not be the case. But that's there you go. That's it. Now, as far as the movie, we thought this, and this. The acting was good, But address the elephant in the room. Don't you know how to use your face to communicate things, you dummy? You've got a fucking YouTube channel. You've been doing this for years, and you can't think of a way to, oh my god, Jason Blum really injected his politics to the, he turned up the fucking politics to 11 in this fucking movie, but we're just gonna skip over it and not mention it. I don't care if you agree with it or disagree with it. If you agree with leftist politics, you're an idiot, but whatever. You can want your lefty buddies, your butt buddies, fans down below in the comment section to really like your stuff. And so you have chosen to not bring up politics because technically it is divisive and it's off topic and blah. But they are literally putting the word politics on an elephant and sticking it in the movie. And you're just going to skip over it? Well, now you're just an asshole. You're a weak, cowardly, pathetic, stupid a-hole. And so on. Like nothing. By the way, I've seen none of these movies. None of them. I put on Brightburn. But I turned it off like, I don't know, 20 minutes into the movie. I was like, oh, this is so just paint by numbers. It's so on the nose. And that opening scene with just lingering on the textbooks. How to get pregnant, how to get pregnant, how to get pregnant. Linger. Okay, so come on. The director knows that we can read faster than that, right? Nope, it's just going to keep... I was like, oh my god. It was just such a, maybe I should have given it a longer try, but it just seemed so ordinary and paint by. The only movie that I saw that was new in 2019 was Haunt. H-A-U-N-T, the whole thing, beginning to end, and I really enjoyed it. The end is a bit kooky-looky. It's like, the end reminds you that you're watching a movie and people are just doing things like they're in a movie. But the build-up to it, I really enjoyed. So I think this is the thing, right? This is the whole thing. I think the magic in Hollywood is gone. The big budget, the big money, the big actors, the big studios, the magic is gone. The answer is the little independent bababas. Little independent productions. Just the little people who really care and who really love and just want to do it. Now, are their politics probably wrong? Probably. Are they going to be able to shut their fucking face and just make a goddamn movie? Well, they're desperate enough, right? See, money creates desperation, and you just want everybody to see your movie. So in the past, they used to be subtle and subliminal about their communist propaganda. But once you get money, you get bolder because you don't need the money. You don't need the conservatives to see your movie because you're just going to sit there and virtue signal, and you've already got all the zeros in your bank account. You're already a rich person. You don't need to make any money. You're just doing this to make a statement. Just like Joaquin Phoenix said, receiving his Oscar. I'm so grateful that this thing has given me a platform to tell you about not putting fucking milk in your coffee. This is a platform to him. It's no longer about the movie making is to just for him to build a platform so that he can tell people to not put milk in their coffee. And by the way, put milk in your coffee, drink lots of milk. Well, don't overdo anything, right? But don't listen to him. It's very bad, extraordinarily negative advice in many ways. He's a stupid vegan, so treat him as an idiot. But it's the same with all the other politics too. But he literally actually said all the things. I'm glad this industry exists because now I have a platform to tell everybody to be nicer to the piggy poos and the chickens and the cows. And he's done voiceover work, documentary stuff too. Maybe he even produced it. Maybe that was his money that made that movie. Look up his IMDb. Again, I don't have a problem with him having these ideas and thoughts. I don't care. Just why do they have to infect everything? They don't care about money. That's one of the biggest problems. Like if you don't need your job, then you'll probably act more crazy. But if you need your job, you're going to shut up and obey. And that's a thing too, right? You're just going to go along to get along. And again, I'm going to say all these lefty retards are wrong about everything. Are they right, correct? You know, they say, see, the problem is on the surface of a lefty, it's like, yeah, we're the nice people. We're the good guys. We're the nice ones. We're accepting and we're tolerant and we're diverse. We love everybody the same. We love everybody equally. But that's just a very thin veneer. And I would say that thin veneer is correct. It is nice to love everybody and give everybody a shot and be inclusive and be open-minded and blah, blah, blah. Right? But it's just such a thin veneer of good that just... it's like the skin of an apple. Leftists are. The skin actually is good, but the entire inside of the apple is rotten. So as soon as you break through that, the lefty skin of that apple, lefty, it's all fucking rotten. From there to all the way to the center. All the way to the core and back again. But no, I didn't watch any of this shit. None of it. None of it. Because it's gobbledygook. It's terrible. And that's an entire year's worth of theatrical releases for horror. And I don't give a fuck about any of it. Is it just me? I know. You can say that I'm being too picky. Okay. You tell me. And I get it. It's the best of the year. So for, a 12-month period, these are the best that Hollywood had to offer. But they're still crap in comparison. I'm telling you, 90s was the switch around year. It started to slide downhill. Some hits, some misses. It's 50-50 in the 90s. But since then, it's been downhill. And again, maybe it's they made too much money. I don't know. I don't know, and I don't care. Maybe the commies, after they kicked all the right-wingers out, the lefties just got crazier. But even all of the rest, it's not just horror. It's all of these movies. I couldn't give a fuck about any of them either. Fucking comic books and kids. That's it. It's really Star Wars, fucking Joker, Another fucking comic book? Jesus Christ. I don't fucking care. I don't know. Maybe this is this. Maybe I am wrong, and maybe I'm just like my parents. Maybe I am just like my parents who got stuck in the 50s and 60s, and I'm stuck in the 70s and 80s. Maybe. But I'll tell you, box office numbers, television viewership, comic book sales, all of these different things tell me that I am correct. That the heyday of Hollywood is over. The love and attention and the great storytelling and the masterpieces coming out of Hollywood, the real amazing gems are so going to be incredibly far. When I look at 1985, for example, just any year in the 80s, and look at all the top movies, each one of them has a fond masterpiece. And see, here's where I don't believe things. And again, there is a couple of modern things that I do really like. It happens. I do like Descent, The Descent. And it's all women, by the way, in that fucking movie. There's another one. Gary is so sexist. He likes Descent. But anyway, and speaking of girls, here's another villain, too. Anyway, and by the way, in Descent, yes, it's unreasonable. Women should never go and do anything like that without a man. It's just the way it is. Hate to break it to you. Now, if there was one man in the thing, and somehow they figured out a way to kill him off at the very beginning of everything, okay. But I don't think... See, every time women go and do these types of things, it usually doesn't... And even for men, for men don't want to go by themselves, but you need a man. I'm sorry. But you should not be doing things like that. It's unreasonable to think that there'd be a group of women spelunkers going to explore unexplored caves without a man. It just is. Because if you were a spelunker, you would also probably have gone spelunking with... I'm pretty sure spelunking is the word for cave exploration. You would have gone spelunking with a man before, and you would have seen his strength and his usefulness and his ability to carry and do, and stronger and strength and all of that. You would have seen it firsthand. And you would have said, it is about safety and intelligence, and let's be safe, and let's be safe, and let's be safe. So you would always want to make sure you were doing it with a man. Outside of that, Descent was amazing. And I loved the twist in the middle of that movie. Fucking loved it. Really did. I love that movie. So, and that's a modern movie. And there's some other. I liked Wolf Creek. Eden Lake. There is some good modern horror. But it's really far and few between. Whereas in the 70s and 80s, it was like hit after boom after boom. There was maybe the sensibilities at the time. It was just matching me. And now it's just like, it's all style over substance. And then you add the politics to it. And then, the guys and the girls going toe-to-toe, and the girl is kicking his ass. It's so stupid. We never saw that. Or at least I don't think so, anyway. And if we did, it was kind of like, whoa, that was stupid. It was like a wacky, kooky, looky, wooky, dookie thing. Girls weren't beating up boys. That's stupid. It's like, your toddler getting angry at you, and then getting into a fight with you, and then your toddler winning. It's stupid. It could be kind of cool for a funny joke, or like an extremely, out there kooky looky wooky dooky movie or something. But in all the movies now, the toddlers, the 2-year-olds are beating the adults up. That's what women, that's your action heroine today. The women are moving. And see, okay, let's get to the next movie, part 2. So unfortunately, they really fucked up. I hope maybe we'll get some better images for the cover. I think that is the cover. I'm pretty sure it is. And it's bad. It's really bad in comparison. But anyway, let's take a look at some. Yeah, they tried. Is this an axe? I think I've seen the one with holding an axe. Yeah, it is the axe. But these colors, I don't know about that. No, I remember the crappie. It was just plain. I don't remember that. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. And I was right. She is the one from part 2. Achoo! Now, yes, Jason finding Chicky Poo wherever she was. He went to the city where she was and found her, brought his mom's head with him, put it in the fridge, and killed her. Okay, it's dumb. It is dumb. And then he goes back to the lake to wait for new camp counselors to kill. Okay, so now we're kooky looky territory, and it's just you're just supposed now you just have to stop. You have to turn off your brain and enjoy. But what is the difference between this and that? Like modern. I don't know. Maybe movies have always been well. And by the way, this is a low budget horror movie. If we take a look at a higher budget, I don't know, Silence of the Lambs, right? Your big stars, and we're still in horror, or maybe your Rosemary's Baby, as long as you can stand the director of that movie. So your bigger budget horror flicks, Jaws, Exorcist, where they're really putting their money where their mouth is. There's, like the stories make sense and the stories are cool and they're interesting all the way through. It's about, I don't have an issue. But the stories today, it's just like it's like there isn't even one. Like in the Star Wars. I still don't know what the fuck those movies, I don't care. Like, I swear to fucking God, Rise of Skywalker was J.J. Abrams just filming a bunch of shit, and then the editors fucking made a movie. They had no fucking clue what they were doing. And still, I guess, with the new Palpatine, yippity yap, they're doing all the Palpatine stuff. Nobody has fucking any clue what the fuck is going on. The story doesn't make any goddamn sense. Nothing is anywhere. But in Exorcist, fucking 10 out of 10, beautiful goddamn motherfucking film. It makes sense. They didn't have near the amount of money. You would think that all that money gets to buy you shit, but I don't think it does. I think it just, you get to distribute more money to your buddies. More money to your friends. You get to hire all your buddies and then give them a bunch of checks. That's what movie making is about now. Whereas this was about story. Even if it was a crappy story, it was still a story that made sense. And then you have the Phantom Menace now talking about all of the other stories that they're killing. Star Trek and Star Wars and Doctor Who and all the rest. The whole thing is fucking going down the toilet. But we don't have to worry, because we've got the past. When people that were making movies cared, they kept their politics to themselves. How they depicted life on planet Earth and other planets, I guess, in a reasonable way. Yeah, and they cared, and they were creative and artistic. And now it's just like fucking. So, don't go to the movie theater to get your entertainment. Don't turn on the TV. Search deep. Find out all the little independent, really low budget projects. Really low budget. And you're doing it already by watching my low budget project right here. Right? YouTube is full of it. But if you're a horror fan, I should maybe start swinging over in that direction myself, because I haven't really done it. I just see the fucking shit show that is the current Hollywood, and then I just say no, I'll just turn it off. I just watch YouTube instead. But there's probably there's older movies that I haven't seen yet, and then I can go even further back into history. See, when I move back, when I look behind me, I can enjoy that stuff. That tells me something important. That means that movies were good before my time too. Right? It's just now that I don't care. The current, like since the millennia, turn of the millennium, I don't care. Kids flipping and flopping, and how did they get out there without getting wet? Well, you can swim out to these things, and I remember the last time I was doing anything remotely like this, it was too long ago. You should continue to do stuff like this your entire life. Get your family and friends and keep them close, and go camping and go out and have fun and do beautiful, wonderful things. This is what life is about, folks. The Saturday afternoon, sitting on the beach and watching your kids out there swimming and kicking and playing and laughing. That's what life is about right there. Anyway, not sitting in your room playing video games or listening to me. Now, the last time I did something like this, I told my host, I guess the person who owned the cottage, I said, I'm going to swim across the lake. And they said, no, you're not. I said, yes, I am. I said, no, you're not. Are you a good swimmer? I said, yeah, I've done this many a time. And he said, well, I'm going to send my friend with you. And I said, if you send your friend, I'm not saving your friend. If your friend starts to drown, I'm in the middle of the fucking lake. I'm not saving him. And he goes, that's okay. He's a good swimmer. And I said, well, I'm just telling you right now, I'm not saving you. Because when saving a drowning person, especially when you don't have a life jacket yourself, you can't do it. The only thing you could do is wait for them to drown and then try to drag them unconscious, dead, dying, dead, to the shore. Because if they start to drown, they're going to kick and scream and kick and yank you down. They're going to kill you too. They will kill you as well as themselves. They're going to try to use you as a piece of driftwood and sink you down so that they can get up, and sink you down so that they can get up. Gasping for breath is not a fun way to go. And that's what drowning is. So they are in survival mode, and they're kicking and fucking going crazy trying to gasp for breath. So you can't even get close to them. Well, um, anyway, so we both, he was fine, and so was I. We both swam across the lake. Um, and, we laid there. It's tiring, sure. It was a pretty big lake. It was long. It was much bigger than this. From what we're seeing, from the bottom of this picture to the shore on the other side, it was much bigger than that. Probably 2 or 3 times that size. But the key is to just go nice and slow. No races. If you need a little break, then you just slow down, turn over on your back, and flutter the other way. Just kind of float. Just relax and calm and relax. The key is to relax. As soon as you start to panic, you're all fucked. Swimming a long distance, like that, you just relax and you enjoy and you slow down, just nice and calm and cool and just. Now, when we got to the other end, the other side, again, I'm young. I don't know, 25, say. And you get to the other end, you're tired out, sure. But you climb up on shore and you lay there in the sun and you dry off and you soak up the sun and you huff and puff a little bit. And you get your wind back, and then, you have a little chat with the person who you weren't going to save if he was going to drown. I don't know if he was going to save me. I think they just needed conversation. Because, yeah, when somebody comes up to your cottage to stay the weekend, and you say you're going to, swim across the lake, that can be a little bit freaky out. Yeah, I get it. But, so you talk and you say, well, okay, well, it sounds like he knows what he's doing. And you go over there and you just relax until you're all relaxed, and then you swim back. And the whole thing, it took maybe, I don't know, say 3 hours, an hour to get there, an hour to relax, and then an hour to get back. I don't know, something like that. Nice, clean, fresh summer. Nice summer. We have beautiful summers up here. We have terrible winters, but we also have beautiful summers. So this sort of thing, absolutely, all cottage country. Lakes everywhere, freshwater lakes everywhere. Huge ones, big ones, small ones, medium ones. And it's absolutely stunningly beautiful everywhere. It's just like if you go out and go hiking in America somewhere, you're going to see tons of beauty. You're going to see all sorts of beautiful stuff. But yeah, just I wonder. Here's the whole thing. No, it was further than that. Maybe so from this beach to the other side. I don't know. Maybe 1.5 times this size. Maybe not quite. Well, I guess maybe the perspective was a little different because that's where they were. But you can't really tell, right? I don't know. And by the way, there's one thing that I'm terrible at. It's guesstimating or estimating. My brain just does not know how to do it. So anytime I guess, like the distance, that distance, if I were to guess it, I would be off by so much it would make your mind melt. I am terrible at that. This is one of my biggest defects. Oh, and my God, look at that. There's the wheelchair guy. That's hilarious. It's one of the best kills in the whole series. I love the kills. And isn't that weird to say? You're good. I'm a good person. I'm a good person. I'm a good person. But I love the kills. Being a horror fan is a really weird thing. And I will say this. I will say this. Um, Sometimes horror movies, they go too far for me. Extreme horror, it can really end. I don't like sex, and I don't like kids. Like, I don't like rape, um, and I don't like kids. And sometimes it's just too real and too torturous, and it really just bothers me. Um, you can go too far, absolutely, to the point where it's not a fun horror movie anymore. It's like you're just serious and you're sick and you're twisted and you're just trying to depict sick and twisted things. Now, I know that sounds weird, but there is a line for me. I'm not going to be able to describe it. And I don't even really like giving mouth service to those movies that go too far, because I don't want people to go look them up. But I decided to look into extreme horror, and I realized that it's just not for me. No, thank you. I want kooky, I want fake, I want fun, I want interesting. Yes, it can be scary, and it can be serious. Like, Friday the 13th was a serious movie. Like, people were, but there was something about it that I didn't take it seriously, you know what I mean? Whereas some of these extreme horror movies are really just kind of like snuff porn. Like that Ma. Like, I don't know if it was or not. Maybe it was just my political sensibilities. But the 2019 Ma movie, M.A., um, that just seemed too much like somebody's personal fantasy. Like Jason Blum's personal fantasy of killing white kids. And that, I don't know. Like, maybe the movie probably wouldn't have been, but I don't know. You know what I mean? I just don't want to see somebody's personal death fantasy lived on the screen. I don't like the abuse of children. I don't really like it. I'm not like Chucky. Like, there's kids in film like Poltergeist and all this that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. But when you're getting rapey with children, or it's really like, there was some, like, I just there's a line. I don't know what it is. Maybe, like, I could have a long discussion sometime about what that line is. Um, but remember that guy? I wonder how he died. There's a lot of pretty people in this movie. I'm gay, so I don't have the greatest taste in women, but that's a fucking beautiful boy right there. He's um, I don't know if you think that these girls are super hot or what. Oh, there's Sackhead. Oh, keep doing this, eh? Um, yeah, link down below for you to give me your money, and I'll buy a new mouse with it. But even this guy, super pretty. Yeah, I don't know. Do you find her super pretty? I don't know. Oh, and this is unfortunate. We all like. What would have been kind of cool is after we're like, now today we're all like, oh my god, they killed Crazy Ralph, right? I guess one of the actors was trying to come on to him because they thought he was hot, but he was like, no, thanks, I'm gay. There's a black guy. I didn't know that. I don't know what happened to him. Where he went. Imagine somebody like that. See, I don't know. I just fucking love these movies. There he is. Sackhead Jason in all his glory. Oh, there you go. Trying to put his mother back together again. Now, see, here's a continuity error. The candles. But it's in like every movie. It's like all of a sudden all the candles are lit. It's like you walk into a room, and it's not a supernatural thing. You just walk into a room and there's 100 candles all lit. Who the fucking went around and lit all those candles? And it's usually at one of those times where nobody would have had time to do it. Where was Jason getting his fucking candles from? I understand that this is a continuity problem, but, you just I don't know. Maybe I'm letting it slide here, whereas Star Wars fans are not letting it slide over there. Maybe I should let it slide in Star Wars too. A training center? Counselor training center. Oh yeah, they both get a spear. This is just before the machete to the face. And even that, like, I guess all guys would say that was super hot. I wonder if they got in trouble from Disney. Was that a screwdriver to the head? See, it's double clicking a lot. Anyway. So, I don't know. What do I remember the most about this one? The jumping through the window, the head mom, Sackhead Jason, head mom, Sackhead Jason. Just another really fun, really cool. I just really liked it. See, these are just a series of fun, super fun movies. Just a horror plus fun. Back outside, camping. Pictures since then, and then, yeah, I don't know. I guess this is, see, this is such a letdown of a poster as compared to the first one, but whatever. Okay, let's check out part 3. There we go, part 3. Now we get back to creative again. Now I like this poster. I really like it. It's back to being a good poster. I get it. The part 2 was effective, okay, because it was just the logo, the words. But it's just look at that first one. Oh my god, I just can't get over it. It's just so awesome, awesomely perfect. And part 3, 3D. This is when it kind of went kind of poopy. I don't know. It's kind of coolly charmy. I love this kill, by the way. One of my favorite in the whole thing. Again, I'm gay, and there's a lot of sexy people in this movie. And this guy freaking walking around on his hands and legs, and then getting a chop. I mean, walking around on his hands. Interesting. It is about sexy people kind of just getting killed. Well, like the freaking crazy eyeball guy, trying to bring him back. Gotta have an old crazy guy in these movies. Squishing the head and then the eye popping out. It's now we're getting really super mega over the top, and it doesn't make sense. And the snake, remember that? He like is hanging there, but he didn't. He fell off and got hung, but he just lifts up his helmet and then takes the rope off. And then this guy, oh, that fat guy with the Jufro. Um, and then they try to copy the Jason, the ending of the other one. And we got another friggin' female lead. Oh, and we have a biker gang with some black people in it. Finally, black people have made it. And by the way, this is 1980. 1980, 81, 82, right? Um, Sometimes pretty people work, sometimes they don't. It depends on the film, to be honest with you. Sometimes I don't like it. Sometimes I do not like the pretty people. It's like everybody's a supermodel. What? Everybody's a supermodel? Really? Everybody's a supermodel. And then it just takes me out of the movie. I don't like it. But sometimes it works. And I don't know the rhyme or reason. Maybe it just, if you like the movie, what is it? If you like the movie, you excuse its faults. If you don't like the movie, you nitpick it to death. Is my hatred for the people of Hollywood overshadowing the actual content that they create? I don't think so. Like I said, when I look at this list of films, it's all objectively inferior to what came before it. Objectively. You can't argue with me. It's not subjectively worse, it's objectively worse than what came before it. So that tells me that all of the top movies of the year, that's what eyeballs are going towards crap. Worse things. Because that's all there is. Oh, I remember the end when you could see Jason's face has been through a hell of a lot. Because what is Jason, right? Like, and we still don't know, and we're never gonna know. We're not really supposed to know, right? What Jason is. Is he a ghost? It's just like Michael Myers, right? Michael Myers, kept doing some tricky things in his first movie, 1978. But we don't know. And don't answer. Just don't worry about it. Just move on. But again, am I being an asshole? What's this? I didn't think that came until number 3. Oh yeah, we are in number 3. Um, uh, some of these kills were really kooky and cheesy. I don't know if you call her black or what. Tough broad. Biker chick. Um, yeah, obviously, just a wax head, things like that. And then the eye pops out, but it goes like fucking straight. Oh, and then the freaking intro parts. Oh my god, that music. This movie starts with the silliest music. I don't know. Do you find her beautiful? Is this? I would say so. Yeah, two pretty young people. A kind of a take on the Kevin Bacon kill from the first one. Yeah, I don't care about this sort of stuff. But again, this is this is the one that I saw in my video store. So let me tell you about my video store. Um, I didn't have a VCR in our house. There's no VCR. Not while I was living there. Um, and but my best friend had one, and my best friend's mother um, worked at a video store. At an independent little mom and pop shop video store. And obviously, or it must have been, that she was able to rent out, I think anyway, as many movies as she wanted for herself. So obviously, that included her son. So her son and I, we are like 10, 11, 12, 13. No, not 13. 10, 11, 12 years old. Had an entire video store to ourselves. We could rent whatever we wanted. And guess what? 100% of the time, we went to the horror section. Now, not this bottom red part. I don't know what that's about. But I would say 100% of the time, if I was renting a movie, it was always horror. If it was up to me, it's always horror. And that's just the way it was going to be. No, not that one. I didn't like this one. I preferred the other logo. But this is a cool image. Don't get me wrong. Stabbing through the shower curtain. It kind of reminds you a bit of Psycho, and it is kind of drawn, and it is interesting. That is an interesting poster. I do like it. Um, oh, we already did part 2. Wait, this is part 2, part 3. Did they skip a year? 0, 1, 2, and then over to 4? Oh, 3, and then the final chapter. Yeah, the final chapter, yeah. So they skipped a year. They finally missed a year. The final chapter. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to probably not remember too much. Oh, yeah, that shower scene with him. He reminded me of Donny Osmond. Um, I don't really remember this movie too well. Oh, is this Tommy Jarvis? Oh, there's the girl with the banana. Part 4. She's eating the banana at the beginning of the movie, and then Jason comes behind her and stabs her in the neck, and then she squishes her banana. Oh, him, the super dance, super fly dance. Yeah, that's what people remember this. And I really enjoyed this movie too. Oh yes, remember she gives them the finger, but then she goes back to eating her banana, hitchhiking, and then Jason comes and kills her. Got some. You always got to have some TNA. Tommy Jarvis, yeah, there he is. But I prefer it when Tommy Jarvis, like he was just really good throughout the movie. This was a really good movie. Really enjoyed this one. Kind of light on the hot guys, but the girls were cute, I guess, if you're into that sort of thing. Um, what the heck is that? Is that the old folks' home across the street doing a country hoedown again? They have an outdoor festival. It's still too cold out. They wouldn't be doing that. Oh, are they skinny dipping? Is this the one with the skinny? I think it is. Yeah, it is. They're skinny dipping because Tommy Jarvis was watching it, or what's his name, Corey Feldman, the actor. Um, I don't see the purpose of headstones. I really don't. Like, really, you think people are going to be going to visit your headstone? I think it's like an ego thing. And after your immediate family dies, like, I mean, unless you were super famous somewhere, you like cured cancer or something. Yeah, it was really cool. Oh, and then the slidey head kill at the end. So, and I remember the confusing Jason by pretending to be mom, and then the next movie was pretending to be Jason. Jason as a kid. It was just kind of a play on. But then we get to Friday the 13th, Part 5. Um, a New Beginning. Oh, 1985. There we go. This is a terrible. That's not that frickin'. That's not the proper. That's a terrible. That's gross. That fucking pissed me off. That's not. I've never seen that before, and I hate it. Part 5, A New Beginning. I've seen this bottom part, but never this. I've never seen that before in my life. See, that's another thing. I don't like it when they. There are some interesting, cool ways of updating stuff, but there's some terrible shit like that. This is it. This is the one. This is the one that should be the main one. Now, I'll admit it's not that great. But that's the original. That's the one. Well, this is the one that I've seen. That's the only one I've ever seen. I guess I'm starting to come across like a snob for movie posters. But why not? We like horror. I like the movies too. Now, I'll tell you something that I love. uh, the opening credits, the title screen, the opening title screen of movies. I mean opening. I'm not talking about the first scene of the movie. I'm talking about The Shining as they are flying over top of the car, driving through the woods in the northern Canada, and the just boom, 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 boom. The music is playing. Just there's and then The Shining comes up, and then the words over top, and then beautiful, fucking love it. Alien, slowly panning through space, and that creepy little music playing, just lovely, across some planets, slowly panning through space, and then the words alien slowly, and then the wiggly woo, the ghosty, scary sounds slowly builds. Um, in Alien, as the straight lines keep appearing and keep appearing on screens until it spells the word alien. Fucking love it. Um, Shining, Alien. I love that stuff. Um, love opening title screens. Love them. And, some posters are amazing. This is the one that was in my video store as a kid, and this is the one I rented, but um, now, so Tommy Jarvis comes out and does the kooky looky wookie dookie stuff with his um, more diversity. Oh jeez, I remember that kill. Um, I remember her vaguely though. I don't remember what happened to her. What's happening here? Is she getting stabbed? Yeah, in the belly. Um, oh yeah, the scissors or the shears, the clippers. Yeah, there. And then snip. You should have moved. You should have moved. Don't just stand there while somebody stabs you, or just lay there. Roll. And all this is caught up. This is, like I said, this is all caught up because nobody, everybody wants the money. All these rules and regulations and copyright this and copyright that, they didn't get the memo. This is just for the rich people to keep the poor people down. You're not supposed to be fighting one, but, they have to sit back and let it happen. This is just to create all the rules and the regulations so the people with the most money win. Right? Because the person with the biggest lawyer wins. My lawyer is bigger than your lawyer, so that means I'm going to win. This is this is one of the reasons why monopolies love government. Because they can make all these extra rules, and then literally, the person with the biggest lawyer wins. It's like a lawyer measuring contest. I remember that kid, but I don't remember. Did he die or did he run away or what in this movie? I can't remember. He was a really big thing, but then he just kind of disappeared. Like, he was a big, movie star, sort of, but then I guess he just went away. Oh, I remember this movie now. Oh, remember her dance? Her dance moves? Oh wait, no, that's not it. That's not it either. Remember her and her dance moves? The kooky chick? Robot dance chick? That was hilarious. What the heck is this? Oh, there's Tommy Jarvis, I'm pretty sure. Oh, little Tommy. What the heck is that? Oh, and then that redneck family. And then he loses his head riding around the. He's all angry, so he's gonna ride around the motorcycle around the house, around and around and around and around, and then fucking hate those titles. This one is that's it. Yeah, it's stupid, but it's the hockey mask with the freaking red glowy light, glowy eyes. And I'm pretty sure he's full out zombie. Oh wait, no, he's not even in this movie. That's right. I forgot about that. He's not even in this movie. Crazy. Yeah, he's not even. Yeah, Jason's not in this. This is a fake out. A copycat killer. I forgot about that. I shouldn't have. Spoiler alert. He's not in the movie. And then still, we're on part 6 and we're only in 1986. We've only skipped 1 year so far. Crazy. Hmm. Look at that hairdo. That's very, very 80s of you and you. What about the? Yeah, that's the one. Light behind the mask in front of. Yeah, that's the correct one, or the original anyway. Don't love it. The one I love is 1. I really like 3, and I can't remember the rest. But 1 is just a fucking beautiful masterpiece of. Is this the one where they eat the heart, and then it travels around? Where's this? Jason lives, and it gets past. He gets blown up, and then he gets past. No, he gets brought back to life. Oh, in the graveyard. The kids bring him back to life. I don't really remember. See, that's the thing with this. I'd have to watch them again. But I don't really like watching these movies so many times. Yeah, I don't really remember too much of this movie, to be honest. I don't. I think this is when I was just. See, when you go back in the day, you would go to the video store and then you would see all of these Friday the 13th movies, and then you would only have like maybe sometimes none, but you'd have a couple of really small pictures in the on the back of the VHS box to of the film, and you're like, well, which one did I see and which one didn't I see? That doesn't happen anymore. You just watch them all, and they're all, in order, and you can tick it off, and you know, you're, like which ones you've seen. But when all the movies were on a shelf at the video store, there was no internet. You didn't really know which one you had seen and which one you hadn't, because let's be honest, these covers kind of, and it's a year apart. So now we're 5 years into this thing, or 6 years, and there's 6 parts. Did you see all the previous ones? You kind of turn it over and you read the description, and you look at, maybe a couple of really tiny pictures from the movie, and you're like, did we see this one? So this is when it started to really get confusing. And you don't know if I would see this on the shelf, but I don't know if I'd seen it or not. So, I was 15 at the time this movie came out. 5 years old. And of course, I was still very, very much into horror movies. I have been my entire life. And I started at a very early age. Who's that kid? Is that a kid or a girl? I don't know. It was an interesting poster, but again, it doesn't hold a candle to the first one. I don't remember too much of that movie. I should probably watch it again. Jason Lives, number 6. So, number 7, it's got to be after 86, right? Are we at Manhattan yet? I hope not. Um, 7, oh, The New Blood. No, we're not at Manhattan yet. Oh, they're going to skip another year. So we're at 7, but it's 1988. Skipped another year. The New Blood. Oh, this is the one where it got that you eat the heart and then it get passed. Maybe, I don't know. The black guy was the black coroner or whatever, got the urge to eat Jason's heart. Yeah, that's pretty, is that a nail? That is a nail. Hey, um, I think I'm gonna call it quits. I got some things I need to do. Um, yeah, I don't remember this movie either. It's like the middle part of this series I just kind of missed. Um, maybe if you comment down below if you want me to continue on with Friday the 13th stuff, continue on with the series. I don't remember this at all. See, that's it. Like, I'm not really like I said, the middle part. I know I've seen the remake. I know I've seen, a lot of these I didn't like. So you only see them once, and then you move on. And then you see a couple that you don't like, and then you just say goodbye to it. Still really fun to go back and revisit. Maybe, rewatch them, right? Maybe I should. But anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Voice is getting kind of strained, and we will talk to you later. Okay, bye now.